Welcome back to Poppy's Great Renovation. Today we are going to be starting part one of a two-part kitchen renovation series that I am very excited about because this is going to be a huge transformation inside of the camper, and it's probably one of the biggest projects we still have to tackle other than the electrical. So without further ado, let me introduce you to my kitchen currently. Basically, my entire garage. The kitchen itself, as far as the cabinets go, both in terms of the drawers and as well as the faces, are in fairly good condition. We're just gonna clean them up and paint them and get them ready to go. The tops, though, we are changing out with a new countertop, and I have a new propane grill top instead of the old one that took up a lot of space. So we do have quite a few transformations that we're doing as a part of this project, but it is going to be more of a visual transformation than anything else. So without further ado, let's get rid of some of this stuff in here and get it back in the camper. All right, let's get started. Talking about here, the cabinets themselves, very good condition. So what we're going to start with is taking off the old hardware, filling in those holes and letting that cure so that we can sand it down and paint these. But that is all we're going to be doing to these cabinets, and then they're going to be good to go. Plastic wood, put in all of the drilled holes in the drawers in the cabinet fronts. We're gonna let that dry. It should take between 2 to 4 hours, and then do a really good sand job. There are some old holes on here that weren't sanded very well, so I'm gonna do a really good, nice, clean sand job, and then we will paint those. While we're waiting on that, there are a few other things we need to do. One is I bought some, what are they called? Edge glued pine boards that we're gonna use as the tops on both the bench as well as the kitchen. So we need to get those cut down. I kept the old cabinet tops, and I'm just going to trace those out, cut them out, and then we will get them ready to go, primed and prepped and ready. The other thing is the face fronts for all of the cabinetry is actually made of aluminum, so that's going to be a very easy job. We just need to clean them really good, paint them, fill any gaps or issues that we see, and those will be ready to be reinstalled into the camper. What I'm gonna start with is actually these cabinets, the tops, because those I need to put a wood conditioner on. I'm trying to figure out if I have a wood conditioner out here or not. I thought I had one out here. Well, I gotta find my wood conditioner. For the new cabinet tops, we are going with a glued edge pine board. I looked at a lot of different options for this. What's great about it is it's thinner, so it's not as heavy as like doing a butcher block would be. And we can stain it, prep it, do anything we want with pine with a lightweight wood. I just need to go through with some rougher sandpaper and get these spots to be nice and level so that this side has a clean edge. I don't think I was recording that entire time. Okay, so I finished getting the sanding completed on the top for the kitchen area. I went ahead and I got some 80 grit and 120 grit sandpaper from my orbital sander, and I went over that side that I showed you how bad I am at cutting wood, and got that pretty even. Is it perfect? No. But as a perfectionist, sometimes I have to sit back and be like, okay, it's good enough, we just have to move on. And then I went over the entire edge, making it nice and not rough around the sides here. And now we're ready to start our 3-step process that we're gonna use in order to stain the countertop, both the countertop in the kitchen area, but then we're also gonna do the same process on the top for the bench as well, so everything's really cohesive. The 3-step process is pretty straightforward. The first thing we need to do, because this is a pine board, is we need to treat it with a pre-conditioner. That wood conditioner is going to help us not have splotchy areas when we go through the steps of the process to make sure that this looks nice and like wood and not like a hot mess. After that, we're going to do a stain, and then I have a white wash pickling that we're going to put on top. So once it's done, it's going to be a very light oaky kind of color that's going to look really good with our dark cabinets that we're putting inside. So I just cut up an old t-shirt from college that I don't wear anymore. And we're just gonna go with the grain here and put this pre-conditioner on the entire board. And we're gonna let this sit for about 20 to 30 minutes. Will be plenty of time. This one's heavier. This one's actually just a ½ inch shorter than the board. So I think what I'm going to do is just leave it. It's really not going to make that much of a difference, and just cut off that little end right there, which is going to make my life so much easier. Got a text from Thrifty Traveler while I'm sitting here of a mistake fare to Dublin for 178 euros. Round trip. Oh my God. He never answers his phone. Well, I'm just booking us tickets because he's not answering. $200 mistake fare to Dublin.
What?
$200 mistake fare to Dublin.
Whoa. For when?
September.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, it's on Delta too.
On the 11th through the 18th, you said?
11th through the 18th. Yeah, so it'd only be there 6 nights.
Yeah. That's probably sufficient. Yeah, that sounds cool. I was gonna make some avocado toast. Would you like some?
Or might have been, so if they know, you certainly won't tell me. Seeing more dreadful and deadly parts of the world than I could ever imagine, but smooth and polished. I wondered if any of them would terror.
I want to keep the wood as light as possible. So we're going to be doing a nice thin coat of the wood stain in golden oak, just to give that a little bit more color, a little bit less of this pine orangey yellow color. For now, what we need to do is just get this coat of stain on and let it sit and dry off out in the sun a little bit for about an hour. Should be pretty easy. Whitewashed one of the boards because I wanted to show you the difference in color. So this is what the boards are gonna look like when they're both done. I've already put the 2 coats of polyurethane on it. And then this one here, I've just stained. So if you look closely, you can see that this one's more yellow, a little bit of orange. And then this is super nice and light in color. And it's gonna look really, really good with the cabinets. Let me show you. So I've just put a first coat of paint on this. So you can see here the colors together. I think it's gonna look really great and good with the flooring in there. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna show you the process of this whitewash on the kitchen countertop and then continue to paint these cabinets, which you'll come along and see that too. And hopefully by the end of the day, I can at least get this bench installed. That's the goal at least. Ooh, whoa, whoa, whoa. We're gonna use this pickle whitewash. There are mixed reviews online, but after doing that and it looks so good, I think people just don't do it correctly. So all we're gonna do is we're gonna take it, it looks just like a really thin white paint, and we're gonna do a thin coat on a smaller section at a time, about as big as I'll work on at a given time. After we put that on, we're gonna take a rag, I'm just using a t-shirt, and at the same way that the grain is, we're just going to use some pressure and get all of that excess off. If you don't rub hard enough, you'll get these like streaky spots, but with the right amount of force, it comes right off. On. Now we're going to just go ahead and I put 2 coats of polyurethane on the bench top, and I'm going to do the same on this one. After the second coat, I'm going to do a light sand once it dries, just with 220 sandpaper just to get that little rough edge off, and then probably put 1 more coat on. But for the base of the cabinets, we're going to be going with a very moody dark blue. So this color is called Thermal by Behr. It has a tinge of gray to it, but the color is more of like a blue with a hint of green and then an undertone of a gray. I think it's gonna look really, really good on the cabinets at the bottom with that lighter top, and then obviously painting that more creamy color on the canvas. We're gonna have a really nice looking camper here very soon. Let's get started. Started painting the cabinets. I sanded down where I put the plastic wood in. I actually thought that I sanded it pretty good, but as it is drying, you can definitely still see the holes, but I don't really care. These cabinets are almost 40 years old, so we're just gonna let that slide and continue to paint them, mostly because I don't have the time to make these look perfect, which is fine, right? It's a camper. I'm gonna continue to put this first coat on and then go back and start a second coat. And then hopefully my goal is to get that bench put in, because I feel like I really just need a win and a completed project in the camper today. It's already 4:30, but we're just gonna roll with it. We're gonna see how far we can get today. Let's go. a real bad problem. The flooring,
Uh huh.
look how tall this is. It's supposed to go in this crevice. See?
Wait, it's supposed to go in where?
In this.
Like under this?
Yes. So the flooring brought this up.
Oh, so it's too tall.
It's too tall.
At least here.
Well, yeah, I mean here too. It's just not on. See that back piece? So
Oh.
just to go on there. See?
Oh.
Which means
What do
See?
you have to?
the bed won't go up and down.
Oh, yeah, that's.
Yeah.